Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, something that didn't happen did do happen. Hey, leak the what? Hey, leak the what? Hey, 2030 Chakat conference. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TV7 Live, where we'll be talking all the nonsense happening in Zimbabwe as it is, ladies and gentlemen, as we are living in this, can we say a reality no show? Yes, reality no show, where anywhere you expect something to be happening, ladies and gentlemen. Like this is an actual country, an actual nation. Yes, so I was supposed to make this video yesterday at around 11 p.m. but I was in so much good spirits that all right, we see Mnangagwa, Kenya. Remember Kenya? Who else is in Kenya? Another former Zimbabwe WhatsApp nonsense. We're talking about Jonathan Moyo, like Jonathan Moyo ex Twitter nonsense. Like, what was this guy's job, ladies and gentlemen? The history of ZANU-PF and the future of ZANU-PF, ladies and gentlemen. 2025, no future. Yes, things have become so nonsensical that this nonsense that is happening in Zimbabwe will no longer continue to be happening again, ever, ladies and gentlemen. In Zimbabwe, we now have a new breed of people, a new generation of people that are born post the year 1999, year 2000. Yes, back in 2000, we had Msekiwa, Nana Nelson Chamisa, vachiri vapfana ipa use it apa vachangotanga unyimwa magrant na Mugabe, right? Vachangopa kwa high school, vachangopfa kwa university. Like those are the leaders that are supposed to take the nation forward, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, tombodi vapfana veuniversity vamwe vapfana veuniversity vasina kukura kwa brain by this community, by this ZANU-PF nonsense. We haven't seen all the nonsense and they don't actually know Chimurenga. Like actually, if we think about it, the most common nonsense we hear, any entitled ZANU-PF fool who has achieved anything in their life, whose only achievement is a talk of a story, a happening at a time we were not there. Ndakarwa honde Chimurenga ndara mukaona mchiti makarwa honde Chimurenga izvezvi, and you are in a government office, you are achieving nothing. Shut up. Okay, from the moment I say this statement, patinozona munhu achita nyaya dzekuhondo futi tozati okay ndo vasina zvavanoita vemasasi. Isusu kana chisasa masasi mamwe masasi ese asisiri masasi. Ladies and gentlemen, back to the topic. We have to be balancing, ladies and gentlemen, with our perception as we are moving in this revolution. What is the story of this video? What is the headline, ladies and gentlemen? Before we go to the headline of this video, anything you're doing, what is the story? If you're looking for a story, you are already lost. We don't talk about no story. Anything new, where in shops, in barbers, in entertainment, in Woolworths, anyway, that is anyway, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing that is left in Harare CBD, speaking on the behalf or behalf of Harare, there is no longer lobbies or any other bread. There is only beggars in. Don't you check at Chilim Town? Name a few propositions to collect a money. So, Mnangagwa goes to Kenya. Why? As we are seeing a Mutare conference about to happen. Why is the eyes of every Zimbabwean on the Mutare conference? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to give you new details of the same news you hear every day. The news cycles is the same. It's less than 4 days, 5 days. If you check anyway, if you keep records every day, every week, not for me, I do politics because like I can't be going full-time into politics. Okay. But anyways, it's as good as full-time politics because politics is too easy. We only have stupid leaders like the worst of leaders that can be. When we talk of corruption levels, ladies and gentlemen, this nation's corruption level, just compare it. If you're coming from a high-density suburb, Maketo, Masueji, Arkubuda Mapobi, do Mende Achona, Machina, do Malita Yaningashima, war vet. You guys, you can't achieve anything or accomplish anything in any office. You have failed even to deal with my sewage. You can't even be using my chemicals, Rafanana line, to be dealing with those whatever things there that will be coming there from there. My nitrates, my magnetic carbon, chichi, kuti compost here. Compost, you have to understand these types of things. How do they operate? These guys, they fail to do anything. The only news that we see in the nation of Zimbabwe, the president is flight and left, the president is flight and come back. Is the president a housefly? Is he a mosquito? We seeing mosquitoes. 2013, 2013. Yes, back in the days of Mugabe, we even had the so-called green bombers. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, let's go back. 1997, ladies and gentlemen, we see Chenjerai Hunji. Ladies and gentlemen, Chenjerai Hunji. The guy demands a whole lot of things at a time. Zimbabwe is going through the DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, commotion. Around 1995, they are sending soldiers all about time on Zameno. Like Chidofu, get out of power. Okay, very quickly, you have no period, you are not entitled to be there, you are not qualified, you cannot achieve anything. You know yourselves. After so-called 45 years, Chimrenga. Let me tell you about Chimrenga, fellow Zimbabweans, to those who are watching, who are not members of ZANU-PF, who are members of ZANU-PF, or Kanamuri Vanamachona. Listen, you know your fathers, you have seen them day by day. Anything, I'm going to anything, I'm going to they just give themselves post. The next thing you're gonna hear, you are telling my soldier, I may not say whatever they will be trained to be doing. At least we know in Zimbabwe, military. I was with corruption in England, not 6 months. My police they could enforce like one legislation. Yes, ZANU-PF. Whatever Zimbabwe robbing the population. Kuna inonzi kanzuru kuti metropolis. Yes. Metro what? Is this still a metropolis? Kuma hospital kuna ma metro ni ma matro ni ma chichi akomana. Zimbabwe is just raw material. People, could we say we have a human capital or human whatever the nonsense, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Zimbabweans, what I'm saying is, let's keep in our mind that ZANU-PF is going. Don't let them fool you with their 2030 nonsense, with their drama. Remember this every day. Drama is coming every day. Let them tama mama any type of drama. Let them come and clamor any type of threats. Okay, they're nobodies. They are the type of people. What do they do? Tinima combatants muhondo. Anonzi ma combatants. Vanoenda mu combatant mu war front. Basa rawo ndere kunofira nyika. Kufira mahara. That's why you see any election that happens in SADC. They kill people, 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 they kill people. See them with them dead people. Sometimes we see Zimbabwe President ED drop the death sentence. Okay. You can now have my divergence who can get into the heaven. No, you can't be doing that. You can only get into heaven after 7. Some soldiers, some remain right now. When the Bible was saying we wrestle not against flesh and blood, we wrestle against them. These are principles who are principles of parities, ladies and gentlemen. So this is not a time to be pretending to be giving new news, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the story is there is no story. There is leaked intelligence on a weekly value, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow Zimbabweans, take this. Ukaona wagumbuka. I don't have to apologize to anybody. Gumbuka, that's the idea. Gumbuka. The type of a people that can so foolish to be fooled. Number 0, by the word intelligence, is what I'm saying. I'm speaking in simple English. Am I coming out intelligible? Can you comprehend what I am putting out to you? I am not using any sophisticated language or rhetoric. I'm speaking straight up English. We are fooled by a font in a typewriter. Kuti intelligence is so vintage. Obvaisaneka redak. Without you looking at facts. But this type of things, this ain't mentalism, ladies and gentlemen. This can fool people. So, speaking on the way you are fool people, remember back in 1997, Mariedu is 1:1. Enter Comrade Kumbirai Kangai and the other nonsense. Do Pantanga corruption. Willowville motor scandal. 1980 to 1990 is 10 years after independence celebration. Yamnon's independence in 1980. Independence is given in 1975. Okomana Langest House in Janasha Tonga. For 5 years, that's weird. Okay. Whatever the nonsense about the Supreme General. Then to 97, 17 good years, there is no corruption. But here and there, harassment and all that other nonsense. ZANU-PF, you are a political party. Speaking to whoever runs it, whoever thinks they own it. You are a political party right now. Ma structure any munotemba nichi, ne hooliganism. You tell munotemba nichi. Umlakuta first chimurenga. Mutemba ni massacring. You can massacre anybody, any moment, anywhere in this civilized world. No, you can't do that. That's why you be lobbying for your nonsense. Okay. Remember, when there's Mambava, Magafundus gonna tangira and Utanga Kuluta retirement, you can't even make money. And there's Maukuna, Mauna President, my potatoes, Nika combine harvester, Karapo and Amkabi. And you have the time to be saying 2030 nonsense when there is no nation. Like actually, the guy start tone down. Quando garagano kukieto, kunema kuda kawanda. I'm not gonna fungo are entitled. Whoever the fuck you are, okay. Like Inika, like actually, why would you be thinking that? Now imagine if I am an actual hopeless person, an actual stupid person. Like a person who is not good at anything, like killing any murderer first before they do that. What does intelligence? What does intelligence mean? This is a document that means intelligence. Intelligence means information. This is not intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, these are headlines. That's news. Can we say this is a report? It's not even a bullet. It's not a headline. A headline is a tech headline. Alert, this is happening. A headline. Nike, just do it. That is a headline. This ain't no bullet point. This ain't no take out. This ain't no news. This ain't no buzz. This ain't no gossip. This ain't no conspiracy. This ain't no anything. These are just stories that we already know. Okay. This is a content creator. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. All my life I've been I know. Okay, I'm not a person without integrity. So, and we don't do petty things. Nonsense. Actually, should I decide to be do something that I wouldn't talk about here? Why? Check. Right now, the entire ZANU-PF party, after 1997, Magono will loot up. Party. Maluta Jesus Lutika. Apa is news. You can't appeal for votes. Look at Chivayo. Mfano wa mama nje. And Chivayo kutomsaidia. Chivayo mbafa. Abachi akambo pina murmente. Doma yuta na mayana ine jano diwa. Ekutiwa no kada utanga urwadziwa kuti jakati. Obamza imime mneme chini ndezenyezi. Why do you want to be party one? Undu do ZANU-PF. My investor. Yes, Gwanda Solar Project. Zesa ilikumpa deal. Haiguni upama deal like Zesa basale Zesa Nderechi. Minister of Energy Nderechi. That's nonsense. You actually have a Minister of Energy. Who runs those nonsense? Those things should be run by private Zimbabweans, not the government. The role of government is policing, not running actual business itself. Go back to business, white governance 101. Chimurenga chimabhuku. That's the intelligence that you need. You think intelligence is some FBI news group or some whatever, CIA or what nonsense. So something happened. Zimbabweans, we've watched too many movies. Van them Bruce Lee. 6:31, fellow Zimbabweans. So this video already has a title. So what? Anyways, I'm on 15 minutes. We don't shut up, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow Zimbabweans, what do we do about Zimbabwe? When the time comes, kana takumana is takumobilize manje. 20 year 2020 chi, 20 chakati, it's 20 no shit anytime. And Isusu Anani. Why would I be saying that? We see many people are trying. Okay, trying. You know, the comrades. Can I do the comrade put this number bar? Okay. You need to do my pump shell and do my poke shell. Look, when I get my egg shell. Your egg shell. ZANU-PF is drama, ladies and gentlemen. Like it's an occult. That is the reality. Wherever you live, just look at yourself and judge yourself. I'm judging by the majority what I see in dysfunctional communities, dysfunctional societies, dysfunctional people living in survival mode. I'm avoiding to use the word like dehumanized poverty mentality, where we see Bob Marley singing, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, none but ourselves can free our minds. What is the revolution? Chimurenga. We see General Tongo Gara. Like you nonsense. Ha! It's a pity. May you burn in hell. Alright, fellows Zimbabweans. I'll be back. I'm not quite nigga. Alright. I'm speaking to myself right now as I'm making this video. Okay, let's continue. So what? Alright, I don't want to be doing some meditations while on live, things like that. Okay. Remember, not all of us are spiritual people. Most of them are hypocrites and pretenders and watchers and officials of whatever, monitoring spirits. Like actually, this isn't this much seer, man. You my overseer. Like actually spiritual people. We don't talk about that because a lot of people desire that. That's what can do. I in flat. I'm not going about. ZANU-PF style food. I was chivayo alitsvaka mari. Ini ZANU-PF mese muri kuda kufandwa nachivayo munhu atanga kutsvaga mari mamanje. Tagwire yakangonitangira chetu. Mtuli Nxube's move was a stupid move. About treasury abuse. I'm doing what I'm doing. Yeah, maneuvering. Going through kune masaga akatomira ropa like rangwini, like me Clarence Kudaipatsika, like it. The only person I'm afraid of is me. Integrity, respect, and self-respect is all for self, not for nobody. And here I'm referring to this useless, dysfunctional nonsense we see in this ghetto of Zengeza 1. We don't even look at them. Ladies and gentlemen, my drama queen, my hotel queen, my momotela queen, my munurume munukazi. Aiwawo. Ivo vanhu vekukura madhezi vaye mapenis enlargement. Mishonga yemusana. Ndo zvinofungwa chete. Like, what's the logic yemishonga yemusana? Coming from a dysfunctional community yekuti munhu wese na 5 AM anenge achaira muroad. Ungochaira marara pakati peroad. Mumwe ana kana grass, mameno grass anoshatsa chi kungoenda pagrass. Kana ato investa mari mumusoro make, mari anoburitsa idhora rekutenga zvimabraids ameno zvinonzi machine. 2025, ladies and gentlemen, Zimbabwe is so down like never been down before, ladies and gentlemen. And when I'm saying Zimbabwe, I'm just speaking to be politically correct, ladies and gentlemen. Let us speak nonsense as nonsense. And you can still let us who. Wakumana kuzanipile vanotemba muliswa. Vanotemba kuda kwasha tagwirei. I'm going to okay. Tataka timazweni wakumana. Iwewe uda kuja say you want to run a cooperation interstate. We see another Delta corporation, they have been there. Right now we see this austerity to prosperity fraudster who mathematician who in actual failed. You promised austerity for prosperity. Oh, wow. Like actually, you are an actual fraudster. What did you Mtuli is a liar, is not a mathematician, is not a banker, is not what? Jana kambo muona. Ali mbank kwa meri. Shima certificate sawo zvawanongo printer. Hanti kwa ano print kwa nyangoma original wasina ano print kwa printer. It's a fake minister. Ango unza muna musingaziye chiki. No, it's a real minister, actual real minister. Maybe can I send somewhere kunoshanda. Nakambosenza mu South Africa ndaichaira maroti oti madisorder anyiri. So I can find examples, ladies and gentlemen. So it's an insult. It's an insult. Mugabe fires Chinamasa 7 days. It's removed. There's a coup 11 days actually. We are looking at Chiwenga and Mnangagwa, ladies and gentlemen. Be very careful of Jacob Mutenda. And this entitled I know that should I so yeah. We could negotiate a coup. Patrick Chinamasa. Yes, sir. Mimba ZANU-PF muleta mpiri yekuti muri dangerous mimi. Like you dangerous iwewe. Okay. Aninga kukotere Bible verse. Mazona ansikuna mata. Ndakayeduka. Okay. Saka. Ina nambe natendeuka we. Yeduka njina. Aiwa. So whatever the nonsense. Ndambozviona kandiga. Because we're not created to be actual, to be rich. I don't know, but ceremonial Christians. We're not Christians, anyways. Yes, sir. And things like that, ladies and gentlemen. Mashandira amari uko mashandira yame ndano shanda kubasa kupi. Hakuna corruption, kuna corruption. So new videos, ladies and gentlemen. TikTok talk shit, not whatever the nonsense. We are not going to be empowering as the Zimbabwe government. Zimbabwe government is going out of anything. Right now, there is no commerce. We are seeing Zimbabwe Central Bank, RBZ, is going to collapse very soon, ladies and gentlemen. All the banks that are banking in Zimbabwe, you need to change your strategies. Don't keep your collateral in RBZ. Zimbabwe no longer needs to be a country for one to be surviving inside Zimbabwe. The people who are concerned about those are the people who can be walking out of Zimbabwe. Otherwise, Zimbabwe government, you can't control nothing. Like Mimi, moda control chi. Ine chimutenga tuma phone tumanya AI. You are now getting shocked about these switches. Makazo igira aneze ma computer. Those servers are never hard drive. You killed even Zim switch. There is no Zim switch, which was maybe Zimbabwe's independent network. Switch ipi? Switch. Why? Tani sati mari yakati kuningirikini after Zimex bank renyi. You can't own Africa. There is time for a revolution, ecosystem and things like that. Then I'm not praying. This is not rhetoric. These are declarations with my mouth. So who speaks a speaking that speaks? A person of integrity and diligence, or an actual total liar? Who does the greater good? Your script is already written. Satan, same, out of time.
So I don't want to forget what I meant to be. A graduate. So I don't want to forget what I meant to be.
All right, so this is good art we're seeing there. Zimbabwe is so good at art, ladies and gentlemen. A nation where artists, people who can do things, have hidden from Zigananda, have hidden from whoever trapped in Eblaza. Wherever you're watching us from, ladies and gentlemen, don't be distracted by any detractor or any distractor, any disturbance. When you see anybody, know this. Devil, I don't devil, as in first Bible, is a real person. They use one technique, diversion, to divert your attention. Distraction, to disturb, to kill, steal your time. Why? To destroy you. They've got nothing to do. When they look at you, you are entertainment. But they are a person who don't appreciate anything because they are poor. Poverty mentality, crab mentality, the poor poverty mentality. Those are not those dysfunctional yachuna. We see even when I state and Tupac, they are made at age 25. Another BIG. Right now, R. Kelly is in prison. Here in Zimbabwe, my comrades are not stimakandanga. Mato sekutara, yangasingade kusenza. And you send them to war, and then you made a who? Okay. It's impossible for you to be there when you are a devil. So, know that. Do what you do. Don't conform to no form, ladies and gentlemen. We say we love our country and things like that. Especially if you're somebody who is a young person who is not yet brainwashed by any devilish ideas, by any politics talk, ladies and gentlemen. If you get fortunate to hear me speak, you'll never be corrupted again. Know that it's nonsense. Yes, they look like human beings. Even one of the oldest book, actually, the oldest library, the Bible says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. The logic, what is the comprehension there? It's saying, but the principalities, listen and read the Bible as is. When Jesus is giving example, the parable of the kingdom of God is like the parable. Proverbs. These gold digging corrupt preachers, they will confuse you. They preach miracles with a book. What is a miracle? And now David playing magic. Okay. The only miracle is you are still alive with the massacre you're doing to the minds of the people, the massacre you're doing to the spirit of the people. You are ashamed. Low down. Amen, jokes. Amen, we say. Amen, name is Chi. Pamberizan. Aiwa. Ingawe nyika ire yoyi. Munofunga kwa America wanoskura chiti. Pamberina Trump. Trump like Baku. Inisa tabama iswa. Inisa nyingi. Pamsoi. Trump with them. Trump do no zima posta for ED. Trump with them pasta for ED. Marata for ED. Masuba for ED. Mahuku for ED. Mamombe for ED. Aguman. ED. Jesu pa angato kruzwa udara. Ichachiripo. Iye mwana ko mwana wa mulungu abo. Ndani. So this is not comedy, ladies and gentlemen. Tukutotala politics ya Mnangagwa. Hey. Undermining break. Would that come with that nonsense? I am overrating nothing. And you illegal nonsense or whatever the nonsense. Like, how do you manage to do that? Of course, there are people who made up people
in life.
Why Itachi?
Actual science. Je ne mets mkati. Had a degree manga.
Yeah, the guy talking about actuarial science. Okay, I was about to say, my fake man, but I think I need to know man. But I'm not going to math is the easiest in anything. Math is not pusa. That gets me easy.
Saka utswage chi kumakomba kana ne degree kulisire manga.
Utswage kumakomba. ZANU-PF. They are takers.
Kupanda zvema 2 minutes. Takamira teachers munyika inaki. MISA.
So when you do speak with passion from your heart, it speaks.
Jigos racho kurema rinorema zvaro. But iskire ngoti makambana noyama actual scientists in Zimbabwe. Asara mashoma shoma. Ndakatombogayo kuda kubuda.
Taurai muchishanda baba munini. Ngatitaure tichishanda. Ingoma.
Look, mtaure kapata nikichi ZANU-PF akichi satana. Bala. Woe unto them. Reap according to your sowing.
Zisebenzi. Manje chikora chesikubhadhara. Chino one chasara chiri kubhadhara.
So I'll end this video here. These stereotypes and other nonsenses and the other indoctrinations that have corrupted the minds of Zimbabweans, thinking they think when they don't think anything. Okay. Whatever. If the story is simple, it's not a story, it's not simple, whatever. We don't listen to that. Train up your child in a way you want them to go. Look up who inspires you. Be selfish. Why would you care about anyone? Who cares about you? Eh? Have you ever walked just 100 meters anywhere in this nation or any corruption? Anyway. So don't be exposed to that, things like those African movies. Men shall not live by bread alone, but through every word that comes. Yes, a word our fathers. In the beginning was the word, and the word was cheap. So the Bible, the people take the Bible, now they are ceremonial worshippers, whatever the nonsense. My church, I know who's God because man. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. Now you want to turn a Bible into some pot nonsense. Shame on you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. How do you find what? Not the Audacity, because Audacity is a software, ladies and gentlemen. We can say heavy heart, ladies and gentlemen. Some come. Are they coming with revelations that we never had preached before? A type of preaching we have never had any preacher or any teacher preach about before. The type of type of preaching that we have never had before. That even when you preach, the devils fall. Even the angels, they rejoice. Even Jesus, when he is sitting by the right hand of God, he stands and claps hands for you. What type of preaching would be that preaching? The preaching that touches and the preaching that, okay, we can preach. I'm yes, ridiculous. Shut up. Passing ZANU-PF. I'm gonna sign out as an order. Passing ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is going in the Isingade. How? toibisa. At least me ndakazvimirira. Handina sifa skoli. Unonyanya kudhakwa iwe. Very good. Statement yako iri. Unonyanya Sauri. Munhu anodhakwa anoita sei? Wakambodhakwa. Like it. What do you want to credit kudhakwa? Okay, mapunchline tinokanda emalevu ana Kanye West nana Eminem kuti pamwe ungati aiwa ikokaini iri kumpa kakadhati kake kari kusipaka. No, izesa. Okay, kwete zesa yakadzima iyi. And hakusi kudhakwa. Idombo wakanda zvako ndakutakwa niwe. And mina tiba taitosata yaba yakatwa iyo tombo yachona iyoyo. Handizangu tombo kana Van Dam. Okay, but to move and them who try to stop me Van because in this vanilla ice cream. Okay. And kudakwa. Kudakwa, is it a stereotype? Kuita say kudakwa. Kwani naona wachitase, kwani wachite pa wachite. Kuna tilo kupi. Kuna tilo epi. Besides wearing Mushandiri wa Satan, how do you say something like that? Uningo wa uni. One, anybody, anywhere who talks about that, muna singa to see. Siana na stambe naye, cast them out. If you spirit maybe chote akusazia, akuna muna singa zia zuzanoita. When you're saying a statement, what are you communicating? I haven't spoken anything to do with the title of the video before I sign out. I am signing out because I can't stop speaking, ladies and gentlemen. Any collective subject I've spoken, this entire video is around 40 minutes. It is an actual audio book that can educate a person for a lifetime. Just this. So, it's not ridiculing, it's not comedy. It's not a stereotype. It's not a common misconception. It's a commoner weapon poverty mentality where crabs try to pull down. Crabs that cannot hold anybody down, them can't pull no man down. Them can't plant no seeds of doubt in anywhere. Where were you watching us from? Devils come in same calibers. Devils come in same operations. And we are the same strategy, same wording, same languages. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll put it some time in a very small page, 2 pages, all their statements that they use. Sometime when I decide to do that, okay, it's something to be doing with things like that. All right, and all that things. Okay. Don't move backward. If somebody is making you doubt yourself, doubt. The devil plants seeds of doubt. That's how he operates. And not the devil. I was first announced Lucifer. And also the office of government of Bible. Bible. No. Anybody who and that to say it, Lucifer, Caesar zone, Lucifer, Diabolos, Satan, Satan, citation, Satan, Diabolos, the devil, and that you're going down, not a bevel, but this one is devil. A bevel is something you're going to break. It's a bevel. It's like a pregnancy. That's a breath. Note that. But when it's addy, it's dead already. That's the devil. Satan, or whatever. Evil. Words mean what they mean, but new speaker, things like that, Big Brother is watching you. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't even need schools or things like that to make people understanding the meaning of things. Making decisions. Enough people making decisions. From today, I'm seeking the truth. Ask and it will be given. You wake up. Seek and you shall. My life is fake. I think I never account of fake. You're fake. Bring a fake. Art from the heart. wekubika madhaka mumagaba etindi beef tichiti mapoti kuwanza masasi asina prat, saying things without talking anything. I am not a talker, I speak. So let your life speak. Be very careful. Hear no evil, see no evil. And Takati Pasnes and PF know that they are lobbying Madrama. Why are they doing? It's a spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen. Lobbying. It's called lobbying. It's called lobbying. It's called lobbying. It's called lobbying. Some of the things I can be giving you tips in this nation, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are evil. It's called lobbying. 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 2 months to go before the month of December. ZANU-PF will be out. Mnangagwa ni ZANU-PF yake. Chiwenga utibisira munhu wako. We don't want to see Jacob Mutenda or Chinamasa. Ameno njano akaenda kuofisi yakazembe mbona mbikisena nayo mwana samnete adana marapira chichi and team ready my minister of information, the young people chichi we don't hear Kazembe saying anything. I can't center myself can mfana mdika ndio mfana mgumu mumbe kwandili or whatever. In Zimbabwe it's not that Tokyo it means nothing. It means we're spending our time talking about nonsense. We have fun. Young people, things like that. Yeah, when energy ningana takvile kwa asila ningana Chivayo. We want more Chivayos. We can't be saying Chivayo is corrupted. Corrupt people are magwano stima komre tagenda kuhondo because you have achieved nothing. What have you done? What have you policed? We have a government who doesn't know the role of a government. The role of a government is not to run to any business. Anything that is touched by government of Zimbabwe is down. It's looting. Whatever the funds, whatever. From the days of telesale to whatever, now you're selling what? Now we even got we already have let's not talk about minerals. Let's talk about education, creating opportunities. Those who want to be doing farming, there's a lot of opportunities in this world. We can contribute to the gross domestic product in this nation. Your days are numbered. There is no economy in this nation. You are gonna be controlling nothing. Like the actual US dollar. We're going to see a new US dollar. I'm not going to talk about what it is. So we tag okay. Okay, let's see. Tumchavala nyika mama tunaungu koleta taxi chete ndo patinotora futi manje papo kwete takawanda ka aiwa futi kwete yenyu as AK futi ayo futi dzinosiyana muromo wangu wefuti nandisi terrorist vanyuvira bomba ayo ndo patinotora futi 1 pa Zaina zvakanaka mazambia bye. And that's chaka Ivy Mabui. God bless you. God bless you. Chichi. No, I'm not turning down, ladies and gentlemen. I'm turning up. Okay, and things like that. Whatever the nonsense. Is there no plan, whatever? So I'm a person who doesn't make a plan or whatever the nonsense. Okay. Why? Why do I call it? Don't copy me in that regard, but it's good. You discover yourself, whatever the nonsense are. You don't conform to no form. I'm a free radical, things like that. Anyways, let me just do sign out, ladies and gentlemen. 6:59. Kondo da sign out. All right. Let me just do sign out. This is Zimbabwe, ladies and gentlemen. Out. Let's see what happens with what's happening. I'm not going to be in opposition in Zimbabwe or politics and nonsense like that. Maneuver and take over the whole thing.